Namaskar. Both of us were sitting here to celebrate Kaka's centenary. And we have a lot of things to tell about this legend of Indian classical music. But as you know, things have gone all over the world. And so much as we would have wished to say and talk, but there are occasions when our minds do not play the way we want to. Let me start this way that the first time I met Kaka was during our marriage. So way back.
1978.
Just think about it. Just think. Not much, about 22, 42 years ago. And that was the first time I got his blessings. And he was such a personality, which one thinks about the legends, an icon. We have, especially myself, being a student, just graduated from my university in Calcutta, Jadavpur University, and then meeting such a legend on such an occasion, it's the best occasion in one's life. And so Momo was there just as a bride, stooping her head, and we got his blessings, and that's how we came to know.
No,
because
not me. You came to know.
No, because to her, Kaka is Kaka.
Kaka, I think I should tell you, Kaka is Chacha or uncle. In Bengali, we say Kaka.
Right. And so, to her, it was just an uncle coming just to bless during the wedding. And that's how it all started. But then, slowly, we came in touch with a person who's so
Again, you're
warm.
saying we. You came in.
No. The point is, we means whenever he visited Calcutta, when we go together, we say we. So that's the reason I said we. So, because he used to come almost every year.
Every year. And for each of our performances, whenever we called him, he was there.
And one thing I do remember, I think we met him when he came with George Harrison in Elgin Road. And then it was a hush-hush because the Beatle icon was there. But Ravi Shankar was Ravi Shankar. And to us, he's Kaka. And his warmth, and which, went out so much during our first tour with our troupe to the United States. That was 1981. And he just, both of us couldn't believe.
And I think we should tell him that we didn't ask for anything.
Exactly.
We just told him that we were going to America, for
a tour.
For a tour of USA, and we were going to perform there. So he said, which all places are you going to perform? So we told him. So he, on his own, he drafted a letter and he sent it to the press. And for each concert of, wherever he performed, he made sure that, he mentioned that we are coming to USA with our troupe and we are going to perform. And he said that my niece, Ravi Shankar's daughter and son-in-law, they're coming and with their troupe and they're going to perform. So please, come and, just be there and see the performance.
That reminds me another thing, Momo, that is, you told me about your experience when you first met him. When the young people were running after and taking those,
Papida,
paper.
I didn't It was not the first time I met him.
No. When you saw
no,
this,
no. This was this is a funny story. I mean, he is always. I mean, when you see him on stage or when you see him in public, he's a different person altogether. But when he comes home, I mean, when he comes home, he's just uncle and nothing else. He's just Kaka. So it was in the year, it was 70. No. It was 68 when Baba went to USA. My father, they went to USA and he fell sick there in San Diego. So when he became well, Kaka was there. So Kaka told my father, Dada, he used to call him Dada, that's elder brother. So Dada, you all, I mean, the whole family was there. The troop left and we were there. So Kaka said that you all come to my place and let Dada rest here for a while and then you can go back to India. So we all did that. Ma was there, my brother Anand was there, Kaka, my father, Baba was there, and just the family in San Diego. And we were there for about a month maybe. And it was really a family get together. It was, from early morning we started watching film, and that was the first time, on TV we watched, and that was the first time I saw a video camera. And it was a huge video camera, you had to carry it here, it was not like what you see now. And so we were so excited. So Kaka was all excited about this and he wanted to show us, what he has got, this new camera and all. So one day, we had to go for marketing, grocery. So Kaka said, I'm coming with you. So my mother, my brother Anand, Baba was taking rest at home and Kaka was there. And myself, we went to a market called Farmers Market. And Kaka casually, just walked in and we were there. We were, buying things and suddenly people recognized Kaka. And Kaka was at the peak of his career at that time, because of the Beatles and everything. And you should have seen, I mean, as soon as they recognized, people just mobbed him and they wanted his autograph. So they didn't have papers. So they went to all the shops and, collected paper plates and paper glasses, paper cups, whatever they got. And the shopkeepers all, they were also so nice, so generous. So they gave all their paper cups and paper plates and everything. And they got autograph. And we literally had to, pull Kaka out of the crowd. And it was so, and we said, my God, we're never going to go out with you anymore. So that's how Kaka is. I mean, he's very informal otherwise.
Very. I remember another time when Kaka invited us to perform in Varanasi. And he had his house there. And he came to the show, of course. It was organized by Wimpa. And we were, just mesmerized in visiting the house. And he just, like any other uncle, he wanted to show us, look, this is the veranda.
Every nook
and corner, just come and see. And both of us, Momo knows her Kaka. But for me, oh my God, he's showing his house to us. And all the members were there. And they just couldn't believe it. So that was another experience, that how much he loved his own people.
Oh yes, he used to always crave for,
And I also remember, when I was sick, quite seriously sick, and this lady saved me, you know.
God save
And
you.
every time Kaka used to come to Calcutta or meet anyone,
Yeah.
it was a specific question always.
How is Papi?
Yeah. So I just couldn't think because, he was traveling like mad. He was a global trotter. And so many concerts, so many compositions that he was making. Oh, that reminds us. I think, Momo, you can remember the composition first we used, you choreographed, The Veil of Death.
Oh, yes.
And Ma liked that choreography of Momo based on his music. And that was an experience, and whenever people
Yeah.
saw it.
And when Kaka also saw it, he was
Yes.
very happy. Because
And I remember a sentence he said. So after the show, Kaka came onto the stage, and Momo said, Kaka, I'm sweating, after this. And he said, this sweat is of work. It's about your devotion. So that is not that I should push away, because you did a wonderful job. So that was a real blessing for all of us. And whenever he came to Calcutta, once I remember in ITC, he showed us that recording of your father's dance.
Oh, yes.
Anushka was also there. Old clipping, yes.
Papa is doing so. But one thing I must tell you, that he loved Bengali food. So whenever we called him and he wanted typical Bengali food to be served, he loved the things which we, have.
Day to day.
Yeah, day to day. I mean, regularly.
Nothing very special.
Yeah. Mocha and lao, shukto. The Bengalis would know what they are. And, so he was very fond of Bengali food. And another thing which I was thinking of.
About food habits.
No, when we no, this time also. I mean, when
Yes, the
I
last time
met
you
him,
came to play at the Calcutta Club.
No.
Then?
When I went to Delhi, and I was there.
The same thing.
Yeah.
What I was talking about,
Yes.
Varanasi.
And the same thing. But that time he was quite, not, this time when I met him, he was quite old and he was very weak. And he was, this was just, a year before he passed away. I mean, so I just, he called me that I went for a meeting to Delhi, and he called me. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm not doing anything today, but I'm leaving in the evening." So Kaka said, "Nothing doing. You have to come to our place and have lunch with me." So Bobby was not there. So it was only me. So I went, and I saw him. He was, he had his eyes closed and he was playing, and he was teaching one of his students. And I just stood there quietly, and I didn't want to sort of disturb him. So suddenly, after, a stroke, he just looked up and he saw me and he said, "Arey, when did you come?" And I said, "Kaka, please, you do what you're doing. Please, I don't want to disturb you." No. Immediately he said that, "Sorry, today it's up to, this much, and my niece has come, and this is, he introduced me to his students. And there were other foreigners also, his foreign students. So he introduced me to them, and then he said, "Come with me. I'll show you the house." Because that was the first time I went to his Delhi house. So, the house in Delhi. So he was walking. It was a huge house, And I said, Kaka, please, I'll go on my own and I'll see everything. He said, no, 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 I want to take you. So he took me everywhere and, made me see all the small things which he likes and everything. And of course, Kakima was there, and she was really busy, and it was really nice to see how she took care of Kaka.
Oh, yes.
Really,
Oh, yes.
I mean, thanks to her, because she really took good care of her. And we had lunch together, and then he wanted me to see his cats. He was very fond of pets, so he wanted to show me his cats. So they were there, and he introduced me to the cats again. And we were laughing, and he was in such a jovial mood. He was, and he loves, both my father and my uncle, all the four uncles, three uncles and my father, they love jokes, like small, and they always, this, do you have any new joke to, share? So it was like that. So, before coming, I thought of a few because I knew he would ask me that. And again, he was so well informed about everything, whatever is happening. What he asked me that what movie are you working on now? I mean, you're acting, and who's the director? And then said, you had acted in another movie in this year, and it was directed by Pt.Ravi Ghosh, and this, he knew everything, and he used to read magazines. Even sitting in America, he used to have all the magazines sent to him, the Bengali magazines, and he went through all of that. So he was absolutely up to date with all the informations. And and then after having lunch, I knew he was, a bit tired. So, but he had asked me to bring my CD, my DVD of my latest production. So he said, have you brought that? So I said, yes, Kaka, but you're tired, you take rest and then we'll see. He said, no, I have to see it now. So both of us, we sat, we had a big screen in front of us, and we were watching. And I was feeling so awkward because I knew he was tired. I said, Kaka, please let me switch it off. I'll leave the CD, DVD with you, and you can watch it later on. I said, no, I want to watch it with you, sitting with you. So, those small things, and I have so many things to say. Another thing, he used to do, I think, Bapida, you were also there, in his Delhi house, when we went for Uday Shankar centenary year. So, no, not the centenary year. Centenary year.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
No. It was maybe before that. Uday Utsav when we had.
That is Uday Shankar Centenary Festival. That was
okay.
Titled Uday Utsav.
So when we went there, so we were all sitting in the drawing room, and on the floor, like we had a galita and we were sitting there. Kaka suddenly said, okay, let's play a game. So said, you just say sa, and in tune. And so he hummed it, and he did it, sa, and said, you take this note, you take this note, and we all kept that note, and he started orchestrating the whole thing. So now you, and it became a beautiful piece. Small piece. So it was a game, at the same time it was a musical game. So, He was, and my father was so fond of Kaka, and Kaka had so much, love for my father, Baba, and also respect for Baba. So,
If you go on, we can
yeah,
talk for a whole night. But that will be a problem for launching this. But one thing I would just like to mention while concluding this evening, that both her father and Kaka, there was something divine in them, because when Uday Shankar danced, he always said, "When I dance, I'm nearer to God." And when Kaka sat for any concert, you can just feel that is
he was tuned.
totally with someone divine up there.
Exactly.
And it was total devotion from the very first note that he played. And one could feel. And that is the music which reached the soul of humanity.
Which really touches your heart.
And that is what artists should be. Their work, which remains in your soul. So with that,
Immortal.
yes, exactly. So with that, we come to the end of this evening's Adda. Thank you so much for listening. We babbled quite a lot. And, once you start talking about Kaka, it's very hard to give even a comma or a semicolon. So forget about the full stops. But even then, thank you so much.